Well, hello there, folks. How are you? It's lovely to see you again as usual, and I hope that I find you very well indeed. And today for you, I've got a wonderful side, or you could even have this as a lunch on its own, but typically we would have this as a side alongside something else. This is Pan Haggerty, and it's basically very thinly sliced potatoes, thinly sliced onions, cheese, all layered up a couple of times and then just left to cook away or fry away very gently and slowly just until everything is cooked through. You then flip it over, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing this, and all of the ingredients will be on the screen and underneath the video. So you want a large frying pan. This one is 23 centimetres. To this we're going to add some butter and some oil. The oil is going to help stop the butter from burning. So you want to put half your oil and half your butter, melt those down, and then we're going to add our potatoes, our onions and cheese. So I'm using cheddar cheese, but use whatever cheese you prefer. I am using the food processor just to thinly slice my potatoes, but you can do this by hand, but just make sure they are very thin. And then once you've sliced all your potatoes, you want to rinse them well with cold water and then pat them dry. And then you can lay these on top of your hot butter and oil. The bottom layer you want to have nice and neat, because obviously when you flip it over, that's going to be your sort of reveal side, if you like. Top that with salt and pepper, and then some of your sliced onions. If you've got wee raggedy potatoes, I would put those as your middle layer because you're not going to see those. So some of your cheese on top of your potatoes, and then your onions, like I said, another layer of your potatoes. Some of my potatoes weren't very even, so I used those for my middle layer. But like I said, you're not going to see those, so it doesn't matter. I like to keep the nicer potatoes for the top and bottom layer. Turned out not too bad. So again, with some salt and pepper, just adjust this to suit yourself. And then another layer of your sliced onions, and then another layer of your cheese. And we're just going to end with a final layer of your thin potatoes on top. Now you just want to have this in a kind of low to medium heat. Just don't disturb it, leave it there. And you want to top this with your remaining butter, and you want to leave this for about 20 minutes. It'll be fine, it won't burn or anything as long as you don't have it up too high. And then the underside is going to get beautifully crispy and brown with that oil and butter. But like I said, because you've added the oil to the butter shouldn't burn. If you don't add oil, there's a good chance your butter will burn. So after 20 minutes I came back. I'm going to get the biggest plate that I have, which is also thankfully the same size as the frying pan. You just want to sort of flip your frying pan upside down just to expose the underside, and as you can see, it's lovely and crispy. Get back to your pan. I'm going to add another wee bit of oil, and then just slide the potato, the onion and cheese back into the pan. Don't worry if some of your potato escapes, because you can just smoosh that back under with a spatula, just as I have done there. And once it's all cooked, it will stay in this nice shape. So you want to cook this again on a medium to low heat for about 15 minutes, just until the potatoes on the underside are fully cooked. I wouldn't have this up too high. You do want this in quite a low to medium heat, just to make sure again that it doesn't burn, and it'll be looking something like this when it's done. And if you need to, just go around the edge just to loosen it off a wee bit. You can put this onto a serving plate if you like. I'm just going to serve this from the pan nice and warm. You do want to serve this straight away. Like I said, you can have this as a lunch or as an accompaniment to something else, which is typically what we would do. And you can see all of those lovely layers there, and this is perfectly cooked all the way through. I'm just going to have a wee slice of this just to let you see how easy this cuts and how beautiful everything looks in the layers. But do make sure it's off the bottom of your pan and not sticking before you attempt to do this, or you're going to end up with a mess, but it shouldn't be stuck. So let this cool down in the pan for about 5 minutes, and I've just gone in with a knife just to sort of get the outline of my wedge, and I'll lift this up just to let you see. But it did want to fall off, so I didn't want to lift it up too high, but you can see there the potato and the cheese and the onions. Like I said, a perfect wee lunch idea, and it keeps in the fridge really well as well. But I would recommend, have this from fresh, just as it's cooked. Get stuck in. You will not be disappointed if you like your potato recipes. So thank you so much for watching. Very quick and easy one, that. So I hope you liked that one, and a huge thank you as usual to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page, to the channel members here on YouTube as well, for you all for watching, leaving your lovely comments, for those that share the videos and who have bought me a coffee using the Buy Me a Coffee link, and those that have sent me a super thanks using the super thanks feature. Thank you all very much for everything that you do, and I do feel very lucky and very blessed whenever I get a wee notification. So I will be back during the week, so until I see you next, take care and bye for now. Bye now.